Can you believe it? Another final. Congratulations, the Lionesses. And just to put it in some sort of context, this is the Lionesses' third consecutive major tournament final. It's just a phenomenal record. And I know this is coming from somebody who's written England off. I'd written them off in the past 2 games. I thought we were going out. And you could possibly argue England have been very lucky to get to the final. But there's something about that. There's something about winning games when you're not playing well, finding the result when it really matters. And England have done that time and time again. I would argue actually against Italy we probably did deserve it over the full game. I think it was a very different game to Sweden. I know the Italians may disagree with that, but I think overall England did do enough to get through to the final in the semi-final match. But as someone who's written England off continuously throughout this tournament, do I now back them in what will be the toughest test, the toughest of them all? You'll have to stick around to see my score prediction, but we just need to hang fire a minute as well and talk about just English football as a whole, because it's just going through a remarkable period. Taking into account the men's senior team and youth levels, this is now England's 6th consecutive final, which is just a absolutely ridiculous statistic. So that's the men in 2020, 2024, women's in 2022, 2025, and the under 21s in 23, 25. Oh, actually, there was another one, the under 19s as well last year. It's just mad. It's just mad statistics, and English football is clearly doing well across the board, and the FA do have to be applauded for that. St George's Park seems to have been a bit of a golden gun that they said it was going to be, doesn't it? Obviously, the main thing that's missing though is that senior men's trophy, but this is about the Lionesses at least for a few more days. I have already stated that Sunday's final against Spain is just, again, another step up. They were my favourites for the tournament at the start. That's Spain, that is. It is, of course, a repeat of the World Cup final from a few years back, so England have revenge on their mind. It's becoming a bit of a habit, isn't it? England-Spain in finals at senior men's and women's games, and we're almost at the risk of Spain winning them all, so I'm desperate. I'm desperate for the Lionesses to retain their title, even more desperate for them to beat Spain to get that revenge for that World Cup loss. But it's a massive ask. It is an absolute massive ask, and I just think Spain are the best team in the world. I do think they're the best women's team in the world, but one-off games are just that, one-off games, and England have shown, if anything, that they will not give up. That game will not be over until the 90th minute. England's defence, though, is a massive concern, isn't it, going into this final? It's just not settled, has it? It's just not settled at all. The goals that England have been conceding are really disappointing as well. Ajimang is just, it's become literally an absolute super sub, so she needs to come on at some point. I'm a firm believer if it's working, stick with that. I don't want to start in. She's great off the bench, isn't she? She's causing problems and scoring goals at important times. Chloe Kelly has also been making a huge impression when she's been coming on. There's cause for her to start this next game. Whether she will or not, though, I'm not sure. Serena does like to stick to her team, doesn't she? But England are going to need their big players to turn up a little bit, and you could argue players like Lauren James, Alessia Russo, Alex Greenwood, Georgia Stanway just haven't quite hit the ground at this Euros, and I feel like they're going to really need to have the best games of the tournament so far for England to win this one. Spain, unbelievably, are playing in their first ever European final. They've risen through the ranks at the same time England have, really, and I think they are at the top of their game now, like I've said previously, and I just feel like they've got quality all over the pitch. I think England are going to struggle to take the ball. I've been calling this game as before tonight. I was almost predicting Spain to be in the final, and I haven't been optimistic, and I'm really torn now. I'm really torn, because do I continue to not back the Lionesses, because let's be honest, it's been working as well, or do I just think, you know what, it's the final now, and do I back them? But I like this channel to sort of be head and heart. I don't just want it to be a biased channel where I'm just constantly backing England all the time, otherwise these prediction videos become pretty boring, if I'm honest with you. Look, given where Spain are currently, and given how England have played in this tournament, despite us being defending champions, despite the fact that we've been written off time and time again and come back, I genuinely can't see anything other than a Spain win. And I'll be honest with you, I am nervous, because I've got a feeling this could actually be quite a one-sided final. And again, I hope I am wrong. I don't think Spain are going to let us back in the same way Italy, and certainly the same way Sweden did. And I just feel like England are continuously starting slow. The defence is just all over the place. I hate that I'm going to predict this scoreline. I really do. But it's been working, so hopefully this has the flip side effect. I'm genuinely going for like a 3-0 Spain win. I really am. I think Spain are going to dominate the game and ultimately be world and European champions and beat England in back-to-back finals, which is disgusting when I say it out loud. And I hope I'm wrong. And if any team can pull off an upset, and I do believe this would be an upset, I do believe Spain are the strong favourites in this final. If any team are going to cause an upset, it will be us, it will be England, but I do feel like, look, our luck's going to run out and this is one step too far. Going to be a painful watch, whether we're winning, losing, whatever. Finals are amazing, but then also absolute torture at the same time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have the faith? Do you back the Lionesses to lift that trophy? Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on my next video.